Welcome to the show, everyone. As you all know, I like to talk to everyone within 3 feet of you, right through the radio. That's exactly what we're doing here on Networking Arizona. My first guest has been on with me now, it's a few years now. I have with me Ken Kilday, and he is the owner of Leaders Cut. He is you're a coach, you're an executive coach, but I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and really what makes you so different than any other coach that's out there.
Yeah, thanks, Carol. So I got into executive coaching because I actually had a second career in financial services, had worked my way up from a financial advisor all the way into executive leadership. And throughout that, I always really liked the aspect of leadership in particular where I could help people develop, tap into what they were natively good at, and make the most of that. Really learn how to work within a team. And at the time I was trying to come up with a business idea, I was involved in a CrossFit gym, and there were a lot of entrepreneurs there. And I thought, boy, these are the kind of people that I'd love to work with. Just the motivation, the grit, that instinct to just launch something new and unique for themselves. So that's how I got into it. And in terms of what makes me different, it's similar to the way that I came up in financial services and focused as a financial planner. I make everything I do about the other person. So my agenda is nothing more than to help my client, the business owner, get the most of what they want out of their business. And they decide what that is.
You're also certified, and I want you to talk about, because it's a special certification, I want you to explain that, because this is also what truly makes him stand out.
Yes. I am a professional certified coach from the International Coaching Federation, and that comes with a required amount of coursework. It comes with a rather difficult exam that I need to pass, and then there's coaching hours that I had to meet to get the credential as well, and then I have to maintain my credentialing through that organization. So lots of people can call themselves a coach, but very, very few of us in the United States or in the world rather, can call ourselves a professional certified coach. So at least walking in, you know that I have a level of certification where other coaches and an independent group has assessed my ability to coach.
Now, today I said to you, I've been saying to you for a while
Yes,
that I would like to let you take the floor here, and I'm going to let you do that. I want you to kind of tell everybody what we're going to talk about. Say, listen up, everyone. I mean, what I love about Ken is that everything that you do is with the other person in mind, number one.
Right.
But also, you have incredible insight as to how to look on the outside of someone's business,
right,
and see right away, kind of what they need to do. But this is so incredible that he offers all of this information, so to say, right to you here, and
yes.
So you're getting a coaching session right here while you're on the air, kind of.
Yeah, a coaching session right there while you're driving in your car.
I love it.
So I was thinking through, business owners will have heard of other business owners having a coach, but they're not sure what that means. So sometimes it's just this weird nebulous thing. So like what? You're a business therapist, or I just call you a couple times a month, and what, we shoot the breeze or what have you? No, while that may sound like what it is on the surface, it's not that at all. Every entrepreneur I've ever met has one or all of the exact same issues, and it's money, time, and people. Because you started your business with grit, you had a unique idea or a different approach to the mousetrap that was very successful, and you've done really well at that. And it's doing one of these two things: either it's not generating the money you thought it would or hoped it would. You feel like you don't have time to do anything else but the business, which is one of the most common. Or people are just a little bit more effort than you thought they'd be, either keeping them, hiring them, getting them to perform the way you'd like them to perform. And even if you're a solopreneur, you still have contractors that you probably relied on. That's kind of where your people issues are. Or if you're a solopreneur, maybe some of your clients, customers aren't as easy as you thought they'd be. those sorts of things. So yeah, in coaching, we want to unpack those segments of money, time, and people and break that down into a coaching goal.
Well, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
That sounds great.
Yeah, so one of the first ways that I organize that information, and it's the ebook that all of your listeners have heard me talk about before.
Oh my goodness gracious, everybody has to get the book, okay? Let's talk about the book for just a second.
Right. So I break it down. So as soon as I said money, time, and people, somebody started nodding their head.
Everyone.
There's just no doubt about it, especially the time part. Yeah, how the heck am I supposed to get my hands around this? And you know, it's funny, my dad even used to say, boy, if I could invent the day stretcher, I'd be a multimillionaire.
Oh, God.
And that is the truth, right? We always see time as somewhat variable, but it's really not. It's fixed. It is finite for all of us. It is the great equalizer. But the ebook tackles time and a few others. I call it, there's 6 mistakes that business owners can and do make. And I've made them as well, and that's why I'm an effective coach, is because everything that I'm helping you with, I have worked on myself. So it's not like I'm coming to it from a place of I know better. It's coming from a
You've
place
walked
of
the talk.
I've walked it. Yeah. The old how do I know how to build profitable businesses? Because I've missed the mark a time or two on my way to hitting a profitability. But the 6 mistakes, it's an ebook, 6 mistakes business owners make, the 6 little bullets you need to combat them. The 6 mistakes actually in order. I know Carol likes me to lead with time. Time is actually number 6. But the 6 mistakes that we make as business owners is, first of all, we don't come into our business with the intention of how are we going to exit the business. Meaning, what's your exit strategy? I'll give you 2 examples. Are you going to sell it to a public company for a lot of money and cash out? Because that's a strategy we have to design to build value into it. And that's a coaching engagement all by itself. Or do we need to groom one of the kids to eventually, or several of your kids, to take over the business? Because your daughter's going to want to understand both operationally and from a leadership perspective how that thing runs. So number 1 is the exit strategy.
You know, and people never think about that. Most people just can start working,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Working it, and then
Yeah.
you turn around and it's like 5 years, 10 years, 17 years. Oh my
Sure.
gosh.
Yeah, and then somebody says to him, so what are you going to do with this business? I don't know. And I'm going to retire. To what? From what? Like, what is that going to look like? So an exit strategy, it ties right into all of us who came up in business reading the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You have to begin with the end in mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have to know where you're going. There's a Yogi Berra quote somewhere in there, but I can't recall it, but you know the one. If you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. It's one of those clever things he says. The second mistake people make, business owners make, is they don't have a strategic/tactical plan. So they have goals in their mind, but they don't have like an action plan of, okay, well, if the goal is to double revenue this year, what are the steps?
Where's the time going?
Exactly. What am I doing today, this week, this month, this quarter to get me there? So being really, really specific about what every step is to get themselves, what to focus on and to get themselves towards the goal.
You know, there's another book out there called Write It Down, Make It Happen, right? And I feel very strongly that is somewhere where you come in, that you could talk about all this stuff, but having a plan, you have to have it, written down.
Yeah.
It has to be written, and you have to have somebody that can help you strategize
Yes.
those ideas for you, because you might be thinking, but you're not doing. I want to give out your information. It's 602-820-6978. Check them out. It's makingthecut.biz. Go ahead and check them out there. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk further. Where did that time go?
Yeah.
Am I okay here? I didn't
Yes.
ask you.
Perfect.
Okay,
Perfect.
but I do want to ask you something. Did you want to do a giveaway today?
Oh yeah.
What are we going to do?
We'll as we get towards the end of the 6 mistakes.
Do you want to just do the book?
No, we can do the academy.
We can do the
Yeah,
academy.
'cause it
When do you
ties
want to
to the
start
6.
doing that?
We can do it in the next segment.
Okay,
Let's do
because
it.
we want to get it over and over and over again, not just
Yeah.
one time. Okay.
Yep.
So when you come in and you talk to somebody and you say, well, what's your exit strategy? And they say, I don't know. How do you help somebody by thinking about that when it's so hard to think about that? You don't even know where you're starting.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's really similar. The kind of planning work I do with business owners now is similar to when I was crafting financial plans for people 20 years ago and on. It's 25 years ago and on. It's asking the questions. There's a little bit of it actually is in their head somewhere, just because they can't answer, hey, you know, what's your exit strategy? Well, I don't know. Well, when you started your business, you had sort of a goal in mind. What did you want it to be? What was it going to look like? What was the vision? And then they'll start talking. And in the telling of the story, there's a plan in there. They just didn't label it the way I labeled it.
You know, a lot of people though, I think, have a plan. Like, let's say I might have thought that my girl's gonna take over what I do,
Yeah.
but I don't want
Yes, yeah. But isn't that parenthood, right? The thing you thought your kids were going to do or be
to. Like,
or grow to.
of course they're gonna do that.
They're gonna give you grandkids or not, or just all
Right.
those things.
Yeah.
Right, parents, it's not that they're putting on that, parents just want the best for their kids and they have a vision of what that best might look like.
Right.
And maybe it was take over the business, cause it would
But
be
that
fun.
just be, yeah, right.
But the next question becomes, all right, so it's not one of your kids. Is there somebody that you've kind of groomed, a young person that's shown a lot of interest in your business, where you can kind of do an ownership, a buyout, a structure?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's in telling the story, we create a plan. It's getting out of the head and onto the paper.
yeah.
And that's how we get towards
So for
answering the
you, when you
legitimate
sit
plan.
down and talk to somebody, brand new, okay, and let's say they're new in business, do you work with a lot of people that are brand new in business or more that have already started?
Far more than have already started.
Right.
Mostly because when people are brand new in business, they're too busy getting the thing
Trying
going.
to get it going.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they're out there, whatever their version of knocking on doors is, metaphor really knocking on doors. They're out there just trying to drum up business. They're just trying to be viable when they first start.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they what they're trying to do is usually
Stay
they're a couple
alive.
of years down. Yeah, they're trying to stay alive, but a couple of years down, then they realize, oh, this is gonna work.
So I could talk with Ken probably hours upon hours and hours because I just am fascinated, because he is a business coach, I'm a business owner, right? And we were talking a little about how we were talking about this exit strategy, and I want you to talk a little bit about what you were gonna do for a giveaway, because we're gonna do something special for everyone.
Yeah, as we work our way through the 6 mistakes that business owners make and how Leaders Cut and me as a coach help you work through any that you might have. On my at makingthecut.biz, you'll see the ebook that's free. Just sign up there for that. But if you'd like the academy, it digs in deeper. There's the 21 Silver Bullet Academy at that site. Don't pay. Just call into Carol's show, and thanks to Carol, we're going to give that away free.
So here's the thing, folks, because it comes with a lot of stuff, right, that you can use. There's templates there that you can have. The ebook is fabulous. You're gonna love the book. It takes 23 minutes to read. And what I love about the book too is you feel like, and in not just the book, with the academy, with everything that you get with Ken, it feels like you're right there with you, talking to you. It really feels like he's right in the room with you. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Go to the website. It is makingthecut.biz. And you'll go up there and you'll see there's a lot of stuff on the bar. And one of them is an academy. And there is a cost to it. But if you just put in my name, or however, you just call in here. Actually call in here and I'll get you that for free. So
Yes.
our number here is 602-277-5369, and I'm gonna let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. What a great time. Everybody's ready to go. The weather's changing. Come on, let's go. Let's do something with our businesses.
That's right. We're getting to that time of year where it's time to plan. And where we left off was that second mistake of not having a strategic plan. And here's what I think stops most of us from writing it down is we think it has to be a binder full of indexed, tabbed information about the business. A great plan is usually simple. I didn't say easy, it's simple. And what you'll notice about all the templates that I've created for you is the simplicity and clarity of it. Because a simple, clear message is one that you can repeat to all of your team members, to any contractors you're working with, to anyone that encounters you, and that's how you create scale. My first buzzword that I'll use, you can create some scale through that simplicity. So that was the second mistake that people make. But the third mistake people make, and again, you may rank these in different order, and that's okay. I'm not ranking them in any particular order. These are 6 mistakes that I commonly see. But the third one is having a hiring plan. So I speak to current, former clients, people that could possibly be clients, and almost all of them have some element of a people problem. And it could be keeping people, it could be finding people, it could be getting people to be productive in the business. It can be any of those people issues, but it all starts in a great hiring plan. And this is that clarity of if you don't know who you're looking for, you're gonna hire them.
Right, and you go by your gut feeling. That's not good.
That's not good. Yeah, they might be great to have a beer with or a coffee with, but that doesn't mean they're going to be a great fit for your organization. And actually, I think what the mistake in hiring that people make is they hire skill. So they hire somebody that is capable of doing the thing, but maybe they're just not a culture fit, right? Maybe you're a very familial type place. You're a family at your shop. That's how you like to talk to each other, and you have somebody that's sort of all business and doesn't want that sort of relationship with who they work with. That's going to be a rub. They may be really capable of doing that thing, but they don't quite fit. And that's why it's important that you, business owner, can articulate what your core values are, what makes you tick, and then translate that into what are the kind of questions you want to ask somebody to find out if they're going to be a good culture fit.
A lot of people are finding it hard to find, employees, number one. Number two, to find them that stay, right? And you had also, a lot of them that are leaving fast, what happens now that you have somebody that you don't have to replace, and you have an answer for that too.
Yeah, what happens is you're so busy with the operation of the business that there's not a hiring process going on behind the scenes, right? So you don't have kind of a running Rolodex. I always recommend business owners assume you're going to need new people. Look for them when you don't need them, so that when you need them, you're
They're
not
there.
starting from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
We always say, if it feels like you're starting from scratch, well, because you're starting from scratch. You're
Mm-hmm.
literally going from a dead stop to, I gotta dust off the job description, and I gotta post it on Indeed, and I've gotta plan my interviews and so on. So if you kind of have just sort of just like you're always looking for new customers because customers come and go, you're always looking for employees because employees come and go. Great employees decide to move somewhere else. Great employees retire. Great employees decide to be full-time parents at home. They make different life choices that have nothing to do with liking or not liking working for you.
I do want to make something very clear with Ken. He works with all sorts of businesses. You know, we talked about solopreneurs. I always like to bring this in because you tend to, when we're talking, it sounds like, well, he just works with corporations. No,
most of my clients are entrepreneurs, and several are solopreneurs. And you'll see on the website, we often have a strong nod towards medical practices, because we were talking about this offline. I recently lost a client, a physician, and from a mindset perspective, there's the practice of medicine and there's running a medical practice. Those are two separate skill sets, right? Two completely separate skill sets. Being a great doctor is different than running the business of medicine.
let me say this. I don't care what business you're in. And that applies to every single
Exactly.
business out there.
Yeah.
Because, you're good at what you do, but you may not be, I hate to say this out there, I'm just gonna say it, a good business owner.
Yeah.
It's hard to say that, because, you're an owner, but there's a difference.
There's a difference. I think part of it is acknowledging, having an awareness that one hat is being the doctor, but the other hat is you're the CEO of the business. You're making business choices. You're making staffing choices, right? When you're hiring, you're hiring as the owner of the practice for a larger machine that you need to run. So it's being able to switch those hats, and yes, every single owner probably does that. There's times they work in it, and there's times they work on it.
Exactly, and everybody can relate to that, and
Yeah.
especially these solopreneurs, because
Yes,
they're
yes.
the ones that are wearing more hats than any of them.
And for them, it's critical that, especially when they're working with a coach, that's when we're stepping away from the business to work on it.
I love it.
Yep.
And let me tell you something, when you work with Ken, you're gonna love it too. And I mean, just everything that you talk about, I know I can relate to 100% of it, right? And I know everybody out there can. And for you listening, what he's done is he's brought everything that he teaches, basically, into this academy that you can get. And there's way more there than just the book. There's the book. Tell them what's there. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, when you sign up for the ebook, we send that to you right away, but we also go ahead and sign you up for an e-coaching email series so that you get some flavor about what are the topics that are most important to you as a business owner. And we send you one of those every few days. You could just put them in a folder and you would have all this
They're wonderful
really
when
rich
you get stuff.
material.
Everybody loves that because it just puts you right into the right mood and makes you think twice, right? What else does it come with?
It also, so if you call into your show today, you'll also get the 21 Silver Bullet Academy. So you'll get the book and the e-coaching series for sure, all the templates that are linked within. You can choose your own adventure, contact me as you're ready to either ask a question or work with a coach or talk about working with a coach. But that's up to you. The 21 Silver Bullet Academy, don't pay at the website. So when you go to makingthecut.biz, don't pay.
Call me at 602-277-5369 and I'll get you that for free.
And that will give you a space. I know most entrepreneurs like to have a little do-it-yourself time before you have
Try before you buy?
Yeah, try before you buy, and have that experience of what would it be like to have a partner that advocates for you. Again, I'm not there to coach you how to play the game of tennis. I'm there to help you be a better player.
Right, you've always said, like, you know, when you're playing golf, it may not be the way you're holding, you might have to move your hand down a little bit,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
You explain that.
Yeah, it's, you know, using the golf analogy, you may just need to move that elbow about 1 inch, and that will cut a stroke off your putt. That can be a game-winning difference for you.
Absolutely.
I'm not telling you how to play it. I'm telling you from my perspective, you can't tell where you're holding the club. I can.
And he's looking from the outside in.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, he's also not emotionally involved. And that's also a wonderful thing to have somebody, because when you are, and all you can think about is, how am I gonna make the money to pay the bills? That's all you think about. We've got our lines open here for everyone. To get the Academy from me for free, 602-277-5369. It's makingthecut.biz. Check it out, you're gonna love it.